welcome in. It's episode 39 of Reimer on the Road. That is Ann. I am Scott. Once again, thanks for following along with us as we travel this country on Reimer on the Road and getting your feedback and hopefully inspiring you to take your own travels in whatever shape or form you're able to do that around this great country. You got an Instagram that people can tune in and get us, right?
Reimer on the Road on Instagram. I've slowed down a little bit. I need to get back on it.
You need to get back on it a little bit. We keep promoting it.
We've slowed the trip down a little bit too.
That's true.
It's California, we've slowed down a little bit.
So Reimer on the Road on Instagram, check that out. Also, before we get into each episode, let people know where we're headed so they can give us some feedback on what to do, and that is?
We are going to San Diego, California.
Continuing to make our way down the coast of Southern California. If you're watching us in real time, it's January, so we're attempting as best we can to stay away from the cold weather in the winter, and we've done a pretty good job of that to this point. But without further ado, let's get right to it. Roll the tape. Well, I said in the previous episode it wasn't going to be long until we had to crank up the air condition, and that day has come. We are checking in Santa Paula, California, just north of Ventura, California, and it's mid-80s. It's January the 14th, and once we got set up, we had to crank up the air condition. The people beside us have theirs roaring as well, so that was kind of the design of the trip. It was to, stay away from winter, and that's why we're in California right now. And it's a little unseasonably warm right now in California, just to be honest. But this is what we signed up for: sunny California and warm temperatures, or moderately warm temperatures in the dead of winter. So January 14th, the AC is on. We cranked them both up, one in the bedroom, one in the main living area. They both are running perfectly after being dormant for a couple of months. And it's going to be a sweaty kind of a week for us. We are in California, and when in California, one has to do the in and out, right? That must have been a long line.
It wasn't actually, but I had to ask about my order because they started calling numbers beyond me. But
Well, it better be good.
It better be good.
It's supposed to be a burger.
And animal fries. Which are loaded fries.
Oh my goodness. And we're going to try to drive through this?
No, we're not. That's the thing. We're not. But we are. And I'd rather you stay still somewhere. I can't even get it out.
Well, I'm on the interstate now. Let's see what I can do.
As you're recording.
So there are people from younger generations who have never had anything but technology that would have absolutely no idea what you have right here.
Yeah. But this is something that's necessary when you're traveling, because obviously there's going to be times when we run out of, there is no cellular at all just because of where you are. But we ran into the issue last week when there was a nationwide outage of cellular. So we had started our journey, we were getting ready to start, we realized we had no cellular, and we were in an area where we should have. So we suspected something was up, but of course we could not check because we'd already shut down the Starlink. Luckily, we did not have a very difficult drive, and we had both scoped it out the day before, so we knew what we needed to do. But of course, it was nice to have the map so that we could basically verify. But it is key, and it shows you that you've got to plan ahead of time, because we also, not only, I mean, we can look at the map, and if it's a big road on a map, it's probably gonna be RV friendly, but you know, you never know with low overpasses and such. So luckily we had already scoped it out, and we knew generally where we needed to go, which was very helpful. But having this as a backup was very helpful.
No doubt. And thankfully on this particular trip we didn't have a whole lot of turns, but
right,
you never know. I mean,
right.
And that's a good example. I thought when you bought this that we'd probably use this out west somewhere where like we're really in a bunch of SOS areas. So to have to do it on the right in Southern California was a surprise, but that's because the technology went away from us. And so if you're completely dependent upon technology, when an emergency happens, you got to learn how to do this and read a map.
How to read a map.
Yep.
Luckily we do.
Very good. Let's hope we don't need it anymore.
I hope we don't need it anymore.
And this is a very bulky atlas because we don't see very good, and so we needed the biggest maps we could get. But let me show you. Our trick is, this is Leo's bed back here, and so that's where he sits when we travel. So we just simply lift this up, put the atlas under it, and then put his bed over top of that. So if we're driving at any point, you know, we don't have to go into the rig and pull it out or try to find the map. It's right there under his bed, ready to go.
Hello there.
Well, look who's awake. All right, there you go. Episode 39 is in the books. One of the highlights of this tour for me, or this stop for me, was the trip up to Simi Valley and the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library.
Yeah, no, it was definitely worth the trip if you're in the area, especially if you're a history person, which we both are. It was great to experience, and especially for a president that we both knew. Maybe didn't pay attention as closely when we were young, but he was, a president in my lifetime.
Yeah, I think that was neat. I think it's also, and we've actually gone to another presidential library that will be part of episode 40, so you have to stay tuned to that. I think in both the Ronald Reagan one and the one that we go to in episode 40, it also helps remind you, no matter how many years away we are from that happening, that this world has had conflict, this country has had conflict, and our leaders have had to try to figure out how to navigate that.
Yeah.
What we're going through right now in this country is not new. This is what we've seen throughout the course of history.
We saw some quotes that, to me, I found one that was 56 years ago, and it rings true today. So it just shows you history does repeat itself. And yes, it's not the end of the world.
The world's going to keep spinning. The sun's going to keep coming up.
Right.
And this country's going to continue to be a leader and amazing in this world. And certainly the visuals of it are amazing. We stayed up in the valleys a little bit as well. And one of the things about California that we're finding out is that when you do leave the coast, if there's a valley, there's going to be something going on out there because there's a lot of mountain ranges around. So the valleys provide, I think, some great driving viewpoints.
Yes, they do.
Our campground was awesome, but you also saw that we were invaded by the peacocks, who were quite loud. You got to see that in the video. I think it added a little bit of charm to that the campground.
It did. It was fun. It was fun watching them. I felt like we go to Fripp Island in South Carolina a lot, and there's tons of deer on the island, and I felt like we were in the peacock equivalent of that. There were peacocks walking around everywhere.
We use a noisemaker at night when we sleep, and you would need one at this campground, or you're going to wake up to the whatever that sound is that they were making. You said it sounded like a cat.
Sounded like a distressed cat.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it was a lot of fun, and they just came right up to us. So Leo seemed to be fine with it as well. He didn't take too much of an interest in them, so that's good. So there you go. Episode 39 is in the books. When we talk next, we'll be a little bit further down the coast. And of course, if you're watching in real time, I know it could be cold, it could be nasty weather, wherever you may be. Stay safe, stay warm, and keep tuning in to Reimer on the Road. Until next time, don't forget, everybody, do it today.